All right, we're going to be working on function operations. There are a few other problems on this worksheet I wanted to go over with you, just so you know how to do these. These graph ones, they initially look intimidating, but these are my favorite because honestly, you do the least amount of work. It's kind of cool. I'll show you what I mean. Like for letter, or a number, let's see, we want to do 12. You know what? Yeah, we'll do number 11 here. That way it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. All right, so we have f times h with an input of 3. So basically what that means is we're going to take f with an input of 3. Now remember, input is your x, and then we're going to multiply that times h with an input of 3, with an x of 3. So ultimately what we're looking for here are our outputs, or our y values. And that's pretty easy to find because, we got graphs here, which is awesome. So I'll start out with, we'll start out with the f one here. My my function of f here can be found right there. Now we're looking at an input of 3, so I'm looking for an x value of 3. Let's do that. So my x value of 3 can be found right here. So when my input is 3, I want to find out what is my y value on this f function. So I go all the way up to here, and what do you know? I can find it right there. That's my y value when my input is 3. My y value equals 8. So I can plug in 8 right here. Now for h of 3, again, it's nice and easy. I like this. I'm going to look for my h function, which I can find it right about here. Again, nice input of 3. So I want to find out when 3 goes in, what's coming out for this h function. So 3 is my x. What's my y? Oh, it's right there. Right there. And that gives me a value of -2. So then I can do 8 times -2. Again, answer of -16. So these function ones are nice and easy. I like these function ones. The function ones that involve the graphs are a lot easier because you don't really have to do as much work. You just have to find out what your output or your y value is. I'll get you started on number 12 because number 12 looks trickier than it actually is. All right, so you're going to be looking for an input of -8 for your f function, and then you're going to be multiplying whatever that is by 2. You're going to be looking for your output whenever you put in 8, or your x. 8 is your x value for h. And then over here, you're looking at, all right, if I look for my -1 as an x value for g, I'm going to take that and multiply it by 3. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to help you find these outputs first. So let's go to the f function, right? It's telling me if x equals -8. So I'm going to look for -8 on my graph. And I already know my f function is the yellow one. So I'm going to go over here and say, okay, from -8, what's my y? Oh, +2. Awesome. So that means I'm going to do 2 times 2. And then I can do plus over here. Now let's look for that output when h equals 8. So I know my h function's here, so I want to look for 8. All right, so that's right here. The line doesn't extend all the way down there. I might have to do a little bit of investigating here. Now I notice it goes down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. Hey, what do you know? So if I just extend it a little bit, I know this right here is going to be my y value. I just got to figure out what it is. Oh, -5. Cool, so I can do plus -5. And then minus. Now again, this is going to be 3 times, now I'm looking for my g function and the x value of 1. So let's take a look at this, -1, excuse me. So my g function's right here. We haven't done anything with it yet. Let's take a look. All right. So my x value of -1, let's see what g is here. Oh, it looks like it's going to be -1 as well. Hey, what do you know? -1. Awesome. So that means I'm going to go here, and I'm going to plug in -1. That was coincidental. Frankly, you're not often going to see that your input and your output are going to be the same value. That's just a coincidence, so don't get too hung up on that. But the cool thing is now, we've plugged in all your values, and then you just solve it out. So that's the deal when you're looking at graphs, right? Whatever is in the parentheses is your x value. So you look for the x value, figure out what is y, and then you get to plug in that number. And again, I like these because it's the least amount of work. It's kind of cool. You don't have to do as many operations with these. Hopefully this helps you with this.